Hi there. Today I want to share with you how to get your eyebrows done in a new city. I remember the first time before the first time I ever got my eyebrows done, I didn't really know what that meant, and I was really freaked out about all the different options, let alone whether it would hurt and feel terrible or somebody would wax my entire eyebrows off and it would be an issue. I just got them done. They are still a little bit patchy, but I think they look pretty nice. And I've learned a lot about it over the years. So basically what you need to know is there's a couple different ways, probably more, that you can get them done, but two of the most common ways that I've experienced are waxing, having them waxed, and a thing called threading, which was very unfamiliar to me before I lived in Chicago. So when you get your eyebrows waxed, basically they put warm wax like on your skin, your eyebrow, and then they put like a cloth thing on it, and then they rip it off, and it hurts for a second, and it kind of stings, and you might have tears, and then you kind of like press the skin a little bit, or that's what I like to do, to kind of calm it down and just like give a little bit of pressure, and it feels pretty good, and then the discomfort will go away somewhat quickly. So that's what waxing is, and then what threading is this method. You can also Google it, but basically the person takes a string, and there's this like way that they hold the string that like snaps the hair out of where it was. It's pretty crazy. But threading is basically like they pull out like the little hairs, a little bit more like plucking, I guess, but more at a time, and it's kind of another way like that, but it doesn't involve the hot wax. It's still a little bit uncomfortable, but not too bad, and the overall impact is that it really shapes your eyebrows, and they can use it to shape as well. So that's really nice. And then something else that I have learned over the years about getting your eyebrows done is that sometimes the actual hairs of your eyebrows will grow very long, and then they will get curly, like mine get curly. So what they will do is you can just request that they trim them, and that's really nice. I kind of asked this time, but it didn't really happen, and I think I still have a little bit of length going on, like you can kind of see some curls happening over here. So that's something to think about. You can just ask for them to trim them. And then when I go, how I find a place is I read all the Yelp reviews and find out if people trust them and how they did, and if somebody said they waxed my whole eyebrow off, then I don't go to that one and I find a new one. One of the things that you want to know, or that I really appreciated finding out, is like when you go in, I used to think to myself, like, what do I say to them? Like, how's, feeling a little bit nervous. So I just tell them, like, shaping is most important to me, and I'd love to have them trimmed. I always say that. Sometimes they do it more than others. And then I say, leave them full. Basically just like give them a nice shape and clean it up. Like that's what I say. Because some people really, really want to thin their eyebrows out, have really thin eyebrows. In San Francisco, the rage is to like keep them bushy and like bush them out even further now. Like this is a very popular way of wearing them. But so that's what I say, and then that kind of gives them the idea, oh, you don't need to overshape it and get some crazy arch, even though it's going to take your whole eyebrow off and it's going to grow back in strange ways that you didn't expect. So that's just what I say. I say, do you have time for a walk-in? Sometimes I ask them how long it will take, and then they sit you down and they give you a person. And then one thing that you want to anticipate, if it's your first time, is at the end, they probably will, or I guess at least they should, it's pretty common for them to give you a mirror so that you can look at them. This really used to freak me out, and I was like, oh no, what am I looking for? You're the expert. So if you're worried about it, just like take a couple breaths and calm down. Like you don't have to be fast about it at all. And you can just look. Sometimes it's just something as simple as like they'll miss a couple hairs. It's kind of like if you are, looking at an essay that you've written for a lot of time, then it will all start to look like itself. Like you can't really see it. So it's nice. You don't have to like have a developed opinion. Just like look for any hairs that they obviously missed that you are going to have to pluck out on your own if they're still there. And just share that, tell them. And then the other thing you can look at is like, are they even? Are they even in the way that you like? Mine get this kind of like little ridgy bump here, like on the top. And I actually had her tame that. This one I need to like brush or something, but I had her kind of like mitigate that a little bit because I thought it was kind of just, I preferred the look of it to be a little bit different. So you can exercise things like that too, and I'd say just the best advice I have is don't freak out about it, because they will in fact probably grow back. Even if they don't, you can figure it out and use makeup to overcome it. So don't worry too much. It can be really fun to go with a friend. If you've never done threading, you don't have to have any other specialized knowledge about it or anything. And I found different cities kind of prefer different methods. I feel like in New York pretty much everybody is offering threading, and a lot of people are getting their eyebrows threaded now. In San Francisco, threading is a lot less common, and like a nice place sometimes will tell you like, oh, you should get them waxed instead, it's better or something. But I think it tends to be like what skills do they have on hand, and at factors like this. So I haven't found a great deal of difference between the two, and if it's your first time, you can kind of choose either one. They're both a little bit uncomfortable, but it doesn't really last. And then afterward, they can put like a little bit of aloe lotion, or just like aloe on your area around your eyebrows, and that will take down the redness if there's like any unhappy red skin that got tender, and it will also kind of like cool the area. So hope this helps. Good luck.